That's how you get sold.
Damn.
One of the homies I work with is on that's all right, man. You know, I've been sold the ball a few times. I keep escaping. It's cool.
Some music, yeah. Yo. Hey, can I get that? Check that music down.
It is
Turn it down. Yeah. And I'm just gonna hold on to mine like this. I think. I don't know. We gotta check our engineer, man. What's going on? We got music playing. We got all kinds of shit going on. Yo. You know what it is, man? This is Unrap, baby. Right?
It is.
Unrap, baby.
It is. Yes.
Like that? I'm beginning to think nobody likes it anymore. I mean, you know, there was one point in time where they were like, "Oh, I think they were making fun of me though when I say it's Unrap, baby." Yeah. Fuck it. I'm gonna still do it though.
I think you should.
It's Unrap, baby.
It's a thing now. It's a thing.
Right. Yeah. So it's Unrap. We in the building, and I am your host, with the utmost, the coldest mother ever. Can I say that?
You can.
I did.
If you want. Go ahead.
I did.
Why not?
I did. I am one cold motherfucker. I mean, like on some real shit. And what happened to the engineer? Because I didn't hear no applause, no horns, no nothing. I just called myself the coldest motherfucker on the planet, and I ain't get shit.
I think he didn't think you were done. It was just, yeah.
Come on, man. Jesus Christ. What kind of outfit are we running here?
Yeah, do it again.
I am the coldest motherfucker there is. I'm feeling that. Okay. Yeah. And I got my plain ass co-host,
Damn.
the Najmino's in the building.
Damn.
Illustrious, my bad. For a plain motherfucker, you sure got more of a, than I do. And he knows. That's right. You guys have some kind of relationship going on.
Some kind of.
And we also have the engineers in the building. Oh, no, hold on. That was perfect. Because there was one point in time where he got the most applause.
Slid the whole board.
Yeah. Gunshots, fucking horns, fucking every fucking thing. And I would get like one clap. You know what I'm saying? That's why I have to say I'm the baddest motherfucker.
All right,
you know what I'm saying? And we got Il For Real is in the building as well.
Yes.
We got a couple of people in the building. We got Fatal in the building. We got Jizzo for Shizzo, Shy City Cypher, and Shy Rock Nation, Chapter 4. And we also have some other people in the building. We're waiting on one other one, but, I'm pretty excited about this. This is a long time coming.
Yeah.
I'm just going to talk like they're not here right now. Been waiting for this for the longest. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
These guys are dope as fuck, interesting as fuck.
Creative giant.
Juggernauts.
Even better.
Don't point at me. Creative
that's
juggernauts.
A lot of pressure, right?
No. On some real shit. Well, let me finish my. You know what I'm saying? When you're the coldest motherfucker, you got to give the coldest intros. You know what I'm saying? Absolute juggernauts, doing a whole lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got comic books, action figures, break dancers, artists. They do the whole shit. Like you go see these guys at a show, and you getting a show.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting everything that you paid for. You're getting some art. You're getting some. What the fuck are you looking at?
I don't know.
You have to focus. We have guests. You have to focus. Jesus Christ, you throwing me all the way up right now.
I think she's focused pretty well.
Listen, man, I'm trying to be the baddest motherfucker on the planet.
You're the host. I really don't have to do
this.
Right. I'm
shit.
theory.
In the building, we have none other than the motherfucking microphone Misfitz in the building.
Yes.
Yo, what up, though?
Minus a couple.
Yeah, you got 2-6 right now, a third on the way.
The third on the way.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
The third one needs to get a watch.
Yo, it's I mean, this is kind of the normal, man. Like, you know, it's hard to get all 6 of us in the same room
Oh,
at
is
the
that
same
right?
time.
Unless
Yeah,
it's the
it's damn near
stage.
impossible.
Yeah,
Oh,
unless
shit.
it's the stage.
And even then, it ain't that. You know, it don't happen that often. So
Why don't you guys, since you're 2/6 of the that's not gangbanging, by the way.
Because it almost just
2/6,
literally almost
sounded
sounded
like I said
you're
2/6, right? No gangbang, no Diddy, no none of that. You guys are 2 of the 6-man group crew.
If you talk about the core,
Gang.
it could be more of us, honestly.
Really?
Yes.
So who are you guys? I mean, I know who you are. She doesn't know who you are. Nobody else in here knows who you are.
Soul Selector on the Soul Controller, Money Folder. He's a leatherneck, one level above a soldier, y'all. My DJ Mel L one time.
Mel
Yo,
L
what up,
in the
yo?
building, in the building.
Name is D-Nick, the microphone Misfitz. You rock with the crew.
There you go. And who are we missing?
We are missing Ken Solo, master of movement.
yeah, he comes from that school of movement that don't believe in time. So you know, they don't believe in watches. They don't believe in time. You know, party don't start till they get here, type thing.
I
But
think movement exists where time doesn't.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
And big salute to Jet 9, you know, my brother, and Defects, and of course the symbol of elevation, the ray of light, and all our microphone misfits that, you know, are maybe not as active on stage, but still like dedicated to, you know, the overall machine. DJ Mar, Mike Noble.
Shout out DJ Mar.
Yeah.
If you had to put like a number, just a number on how many actual misfits are there that there is.
What you got, Mel?
I'm gonna start with at least 12 to 15. Because I mean, if you add in the Alpha Squad,
Yeah.
if you add in the shorties, that's like 6, 7 of them right there.
They threw me a birthday party,
And
so
then-
I gotta count.
All right, so you add in the Alpha Squad, then you've got the original microphone misfits in Young Drew, Pete Proper. You add in Charity Clay. You've got Lady Flipside. Harley Hustle. Yeah, so Bob Rock, T-Rex the Beast.
Bob Rock, shout out Bob Rock.
So yeah, we looking at about 15, 20.
Harley Hustle is like the original Shot Rock.
Yeah, he's been around for a while.
Yeah,
So like if you guys, you really like, if you was in a small town, you guys might be a whole police force.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, you got enough people to be a little police force.
I mean, there's more microphone misfits than there are police in the city of Flint, Michigan. So
damn.
Let's just go ahead and throw that out there. So,
family only expands, it don't subtract. So
Right. Let me ask you, because I've been curious about this, but how did the name Microphone Misfits even come up? How did that start?
It started as a joke. Like in 2003, I was ciphering. Mel was in Iraq. He was in Iraq, and I was ciphering, and I got selected for Source Unside Hype Battle, and made my bones and all of that. And within a 2-week span, it was like I made it to the final 3 in the Source Unside Hype Campus Combat Battle, and then literally right after that, like rocking on stage with Naughty by Nature. And so it grew there, and I'm one of those people that's weird, that's like, oh my God, this is a calling from Ja. Ja wants me to do this.
Why would that make you weird?
Well, I mean, because it's just
yeah, man, that's not what makes you weird, man. There's a whole lot of other stuff that makes you weird.
No, it's not. It's one of the things. And so it started as a joke. It was just starting as a joke, and like, they're the, like, I think that making the band thing was hot at the time. Someone was like, yo, he calls them the delinquents, but them the misfits. And it just never went away. And, the Microphone Misfits, it was born,
That's interesting.
Very.
Really? Because you don't look that interested.
No, not today. Okay.
No, I'm just saying. I'm trying to run a show here. I just got through saying I'm the baddest motherfucker ever. And that would make at least you a quarterback or something.
Is this your imaginary microphone? What
No,
is
I have
this?
a microphone in my hand.
Okay, I was like, no, that is weird. Don't do that. Like, that shit is weird.
So the Microphone Misfits have been basically since 2003.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And when did it start to like actually like grow? Or were you guys already kind of knew each other and were already kind of doing a thing?
I was freestyling like around the way, and like I made my bones because back when the source was a thing,
Right.
so like that was a thing. And then when like Tretch from Naughty by Nature has asthma really bad, and so he was having an asthma attack while on stage, and Vin Rock like brought me up on stage, to just rhyme and all of this type of stuff, and Tretch was in the back like. Put your demo in the box. I promise somebody will listen to it. And I didn't have anything. I was like, I don't have a demo. And Tretch was like, you slipping, you're pimping. You nice. Just keep at it. And then they ran out. And then I'm freaking out. And the only person I knew that knew about bars and how to count bars and any of that was Mel L. And so I called Mel, and he was like, we're not doing no demo. You're going to make a project. We're going to just, and it just never stopped. It just never stopped.
What made you say that to him? Like, we're not doing no fucking demo. We're doing a project.
Well, so, I mean, D-Nick and I have known each other since we were teenagers, like in Flint. And so at the time, we had a theater company that we were running. So we had a production company. And I am always a firm believer. It's like, yo, if you're going to do something, you might as well go all the way. Because one thing about when we started our theater company, like none of the folks that were in our hometown, like would really give us a shot. And so we literally had to do everything ourselves. And so we got someone to rent us a theater, to rent out their theater. They made a bunch of promises to us that they wound up reneging on. And so last minute, we've got to find a guy to run the lights and sound for us. I got to find somebody to do all this. I had to make the flyers. We had to do all it. And so I'm just used to, like, if we have something going on, like, I'm going to figure out what we can do to take it, above and beyond. And so it's like, yeah, we could do a demo. We could put together 4-track. But if I got to, we're going to shell out this money to do X, Y, and Z, we might as well just make it a full-on project. So it was me just saying, you know what, eliminate the middleman. Like, we could get a demo out there and shop a demo, or we could make a project and say, look, this is what we've already done. Let's take it and go a bit further.
Too stupid
and that's
to
essentially
fail.
Too stupid.
Yeah,
I heard
and
that.
that's essentially what it was. Like I remember cause that first project, like I paid everything out of pocket, and so I made it a point like then, and this is part of like that training. It's like, look, we going to the studio. We're not going to the studio to write and do all of this. You're gonna have this stuff written before you get there. You're gonna have it memorized, because when you get to this booth, you got 2 takes. You mess up once, I'll give it to you. We'll do it again. You mess up again, it's going on the record. So. So again, it was that level of perfection of, taking and running with it that kind of made me say that. So it's like, and it was almost like, man, screw a demo. Like we just gonna take it. We're gonna go there. It's a solo call, and I'm assuming he's here.
Hold on.
We got somebody that can.
Somebody can get the door.
Appreciate you. So
with
that's what it was. It was just,
With having a crew so large, do you find it difficult to operate with efficiently?
No,
because
it's a family. Like, the blessing about the crew, like, everybody came in at points, and like, everybody came in different points and for different reasons. Like even Solo, who's on his way, he was originally from Awesome Style Connection. Really, all the microphone misfits,
B-boys,
proper, are from Awesome Style Connection. And like my brother Brave Monk, shout out to Brave Monk. He's a phenomenal movement artist. He didn't have the time, like, to mentor Solo at the time, and so he just threw in me, and like, and here you go. Here got a slick one. Right on cue.
Right on cue.
So Brave Monk, he didn't have.
Turn the mic. You have to. Sorry.
Turn it the other way.
Turn it. Yeah.
The side that says back. Put it at the back.
Not from the top.
Side.
Just
look at it. You see the part that says back?
Jesus Christ.
You see the one that says
back?
You
a DJ or not?
Turn it the other way.
Not today.
Mama said
So Solo, like, Brave was like, yo, I got this kid. Can you mentor him? I don't have the time. I'm like, okay, cool. And he was real tight. Me and Brave Monk had traveled the world together. That's a whole nother story in itself. I was part of the Fifth Element Warriors, and so Solo was down, and then Jet and Defects and everybody just came to be, and so it was just always growing. Like even DJ Mar, who was like our not original, he was like second, like stage DJ with us, and he was producing like our shows and the music, and he just believed in me and believed in the vision, and I remember he was really nah, man, I don't know about this comic book D. Nah, Pally. They gonna think we a joke. They gonna think we a joke. And I was like, man, come on, Mar, we gotta do something special.
Yeah.
Like everybody raps. It stinks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody makes comic book. None of that stuff. And he's like, I don't know, Pally. All right, man, I rock with you. I support you, D. Like, let's do it. And then, we 5 books later. You know what I'm saying?
Before we go any further, man, introduce yourself to everybody. You're late, but you're on time.
I'm sorry, man. Fashionably late. But my name is Ken Solo. I'm one of the members of the Microphone Misfitz.
You can put the mic a little closer if you want.
I'm one of the members.
You don't have to.
You don't be that close, bro. Chill out.
No, but I'm one of the members of the Microphone Misfitz. I'm one of the breakers, and also, if Mel's not there, I DJ.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Word. That's what's up. They were talking about you in the best way possible.
Not me, man. I was making fun of you from the start. So what really happened, like, because D-Nick never likes to tell the real story. The real story is Solo just kept showing up at our shows and just wouldn't leave until we gave him a T-shirt, and that's how he became part of the crew.
We're not gonna talk
That type of shit happens all the time. You show up enough, and then somebody's like, bring him on in, bring him on.
Man, he was coming through, but he was doing choreography, and it's like, man, get your ass up on stage.
Yeah. But I think the reason, I think the reason we work so well together too is like everybody within the crew plays their position.
Right.
Like that's the reason so many groups like don't last is because there's always that one in the crew that wants to be bigger than what he is. Like the reality is all of us are dimensional practitioners, but when it comes to the Microphone Misfits, everybody plays their position. And that's one of the reasons why it works.
Like, how does that work? The dynamic between everybody, because it's really difficult to find or to be in a group and have everybody understand and know their position. I say that to people a lot about being in groups.
Well, all 3 of us DJ.
Right.
All 3 of us DJ. It's just the role in the group.
Right.
Like, role is like primary vocalist, and his role is DJ, and his role is dancer. But like, we know how to do others' jobs, so we can, if there's something that's going on, like where Mel gotta do something else, like, cause we do a lot, like Mel always says his job is do what needs to be done. So like we gotta, if we're at an event and he's like, yo, I gotta handle this for this soundboard because this sound man sucks.
Right.
Y'all like check the turntables and all that. You got like 2 of us that can do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's my thing. That's what I was saying. Like everybody understanding and knowing their place and what their strengths are, and everything like that type of thing. I've been in situations like that before where you get, like you said earlier, where you get one person thinks that they need the shine, and this person is getting too much of the shine, and then you have all this distinction between people. What causes a lot?
You be supportive. You be supportive.
You got to be supportive, and then you also have to know each other well enough to know, what's going to work and what's not. So like when we're on tour, like I know at some point, like I'm going to need to be able to wrangle in all of these different personalities.
Right.
Like I know how to talk to this one in order to kind of, keep them in check. And I know how to appease this one's ego and to keep this one calm and this, that, and the third. And so you need to know those things. And again, like one thing about it is like, there's not much you can tell me about me that I don't already know about myself. I may not like it. I may not want to hear it.
Right.
But you're not going to say anything about me that's going to shock me. So I know, like, when we go on the road, like, I know for a fact, like, this one's going to take an extra, 20, 30 minutes to get ready. So I need to get that one up first. I need to make sure, like, yo, this one, like, if I tell them we need to be out of here at 7:45, this one ain't going to start getting ready till 7:42.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So when you know those things, like, you're able to work around that. And that's part of, like, what kind of keeps us together. Because, like, I know, all right, this is the time frame that we're on. I know what I need to do to make sure everybody is ready to go at that time that we need to. And if push come to shove, I know who to leave behind and who not. And, you know, that's how that goes.
That's what's up.
Man, you get more than one job. Like,
Yeah.
everybody has more than one job. Like, we ain't, you know, it like, we got one roadie. We got one roadie if we can afford him. And that's just Chicken Man. Like, you know, you can't tell Chicken Man he ain't a microphone misfit for nothing. Like, you know.
Chicken Man is crazy. The name Chicken Man is crazy.
But you, like, that's a luxury.
Right.
Yeah.
To have a roadie, that is a luxury.
Yeah.
Especially a roadie that don't want to rap. Like, I don't want to rap. I don't want to DJ. Everybody, man, you gonna give me 5 minutes on stage? Or like, you know. Chicken Man just wants, he just wants to do his job. He's just like, man, what do I got to do? I want to do inventory, sell this merch. Like, we throw him up on stage, and he's like, because he makes Ray's job a little bit easier, and he's like, man, do I got to? Yeah, Chicken Man, get on stage, and all of this stuff, and but that's a luxury that we don't always get, and so everybody got to do multiple jobs. Mel is always like DJ and road manager. You know, I'm more budget management and like artistic director and solo, and them they double as security and, you know, the social butterflies and all of that, and it's just always a thing, right?
Yeah, I feel like I could compare it. Oh,
the mic.
Oh, yeah. Am I on this right, man?
Yeah, man.
You did one bump. No, you're not.
No, you're not. It's back.
Turn it around.
Hey, look on it. The part that says back, that should go at the back.
Mel, could you manage him, please, sir?
See, this one talking about. See,
okay.
I got you.
You know what? All right. I
you
see
always
it
were my favorite.
I apologize. But no, but I like to look at the group kind of like the Justice League. You know what I'm saying? You got people that they're good at certain things. Then you got the ones that maybe Superman and Batman, they got to handle some things. Right. So you got the other ones that know how to fill in. It's like, okay, we can do that. We could do this. We could do that. So this just years of us being around each other, you know, and he knows that my dad is an ex-military. Right. And he's a veteran too. So he can, he knows how I operate.
He know how to
yeah.
A little bit?
Yeah. Okay. You know, so, and I know, you know, and he knows how I wake up too now. Because I wake up a certain way. You can't start on me. Right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta
ease into it.
Yeah. When it comes to me, yeah.
Okay.
Kill me with that.
Why you know what are some of the things we all have done to develop and maintain chemistry as a group, or did the chemistry just develop organically?
Wow. Shoot.
Well, at one point we all lived pretty much in the same crib. So at one point me, Ray, and D-Nick all lived in one spot, and then Solo lived in the apartment right above us. And so
and Mar lived around the corner.
Yeah, Mar lived around the corner. Yeah, damn. And at that point, we were also hosting a weekly open mic in Pilsen at Cafe Mestizo. And so we were always together doing that. And then after the show, like, we go back to the crib, and what would start off as us just kind of, you know, shooting the shit turns into you look up, it's 4:00 in the morning. We still sitting around having these conversations, and it's that, the third. And so over time, you build those friendships and just kind of let everything kind of grow that way. Because, like I say, D-Nick and I had known each other since we were shorties, and then D-Nick comes out here to go to school while I'm in Iraq. When I come out here to visit, I'm still running our theater company back at the crib, but while I come out here to visit, like, that's when I meet Drew and I meet Pete and I meet the rest of them. And so we all became family, like, slowly but surely. But like, D-Nick was pretty much that nucleus around DePaul, that university campus. And then from there, like you say, the different branches reached out. And so, like I say, it all kind of came organically. Like, you know, some of them had to grow on me more so than others. You know, it's just what it is. I don't really like people like that. My mama don't like humans. I think it's hereditary. So, you know.
It's going around.
Sure. How many years has all this been going on?
Over 10 years.
Over 10 years. That's a long time.
Yeah. I mean, well, the Microphone Misfitz itself, we're talking 20 years. And then putting the pieces together, like the Microphone Misfitz Collective in that first comic book, 11 years now?
Yeah, I think it's 11.
Like 11, 12 years in the making. So
that's you guys may have outlived a lot of rap groups.
Yeah. You got a really dope dynamic. And since there's so many like moving pieces, when you guys are preparing for an event, a festival, or whatever, do you have like a project plan that you follow to kind of hold it all together?
Nah, man. You got the money. We're for the booking.
And
you know, funny thing you said about that, like, this is what someone told us at a comic convention. They're like, you guys, and we still are fact checking this, and like, you guys are like the second like hip hop group in hip hop. And I was like, what? And I'm arguing down with the fan, and like, because we're not a rap group proper. Like, yeah, there's that, but there's just as many breakers as there is, like, in terms of our roles, as there is MCs, you know, and so we're a real hip hop group, you know.
At any given time, how many of you motherfuckers is on stage?
I was thinking about that too.
6.
So yeah, typically at least
4, 5,
6.
Sometimes 5, 4, and even 6. An outfit, a family, far more than a clique. Been that since rip, hold firm my grip. Always on the move, but never an ego trip. All hands on deck, we protecting the ship. If there is concern that one of us will slip, never fear, cause I got you, man.
I knew that shit was coming. I knew it was just a matter of time.
I
knew it was coming.
We got to bring it back to the music.
Of course.
Got you, man. That's on the Midwest Anime EP. Got you, man.
Now, I was going to ask you and talk to you about, because I don't know if you remember, but we actually met way earlier before when Marlon had the record store.
Yeah. Record store.
But I might have been super drunk. I know I was super drunk. I was talking to my wife about that. I was
Bless
like,
your heart.
bless my heart.
Yeah.
Because everybody was kind of like a shadow. But when did you, I heard you say and talk about Marlon. Once again, shout out DJ Mar.
Yes.
That you had brought up the idea of the comic book. When did that like spark? When did that first thought come into your head about the comic book? And when did it actually come to fruition?
My last solo record was called Graphic Novel. And that was our first comic like con tour. We were traveling with Wizard World. And you know, and you know, it was always hard because, you know, in the sense that like everybody committed to the group. And I didn't like being a solo artist, whatever the hell that shit is. Like, that's, you know, it takes 7 people to be LL Cool J.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't believe any of that horse shit, you know, and then it was just always hard to fight because, you know, hip hop sucks. And so people be like, you know, like, for real, because people be like,
Tell us what's on your mind.
People don't like, they like, why do you got your own DJ? Why do you got all these dancers? And all like, yo, we a group. And they're like, we just booked D-Nick the microphone Misfit. And it's like, oh my God, this is so stupid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like, okay, we got to do something special with the group, for the group. And it was like, you know what? You know, we're a group, we're a hip hop group. And it's just like, man, everybody got to be represented. Like, you know, it's hard to get breaking on a record. But, you know, Solo is in these books. He's in these posters. And Mel is in these books and posters and stuff like that. And it's like, it makes them a part of the process. And like Mel said, we came from theater. I was doing theater. Like, writing scripts ain't nothing. So writing a comic is, like, cool. And just to see my brothers be seen the way that I see them. It's like real heroes and real superheroes and all that, and you can't deny the 6 of us. And
right.
So, like,
and the personality too.
Yeah,
you got that down. I was like,
yeah. You know,
you got me right.
You got me right.
So, you know, that is what like came down to. Like, Marlon was hesitant because he was just like, he just believed in the music. He was like, nah, dude, they gonna think we suckers. We gotta, you know, it's the music, Pally. Come on, Pally, it's the music. And I respect it. I'm like, no, Marlon. They gotta know how great you are. You know, people will buy a t-shirt, but if you buy a book, theoretically, you'll read a book. Right. You'll at least look at the pictures. Marlon is in those books.
Right.
Mel is in those books. Solo's in those books. Defects, Jet Ray, they're all in those books. You know, Flip as Nubian Bay in those books. So, yeah.
Who does the artwork?
Damian Hampton and Daryl Spicy. Damon got selected for the DC Comics Milestone Initiative.
Nice.
Like, and Daryl Spicy, he did thank you.
Yeah, Spicy did the original artwork for the Million Man March poster.
Oh, no shit.
I hold that down.
Got it, brother.
Yeah.
My 10-year-old son loves y'all videos.
Which one is his favorite?
I can't tell you.
That's what's up.
But like he
Anime
loves
EP.
to like analyze things and like try to copy animation styles and all that. Like he's trying, like he's pretty dope. But
Shout out to Big Herc, man. Like Big Herc out in, he like our merchandise guy. People don't know how special Chicago is.
Right.
Like our merchandise guy is the same dude who does merch for like Cypress Hill. And he's
Nice.
here in Chicago.
And Dodge Effects
And Daz Effects and Raz Cast.
and Gangstar and
Gangs, yeah,
bunch of other stuff.
like we didn't know. And big up to EC Illa, cause EC
Big
Illa
shout out to
was,
EC Illa.
he was someone who was like, because EC Illa's a big Schoolie D's fan, and he was just like, he was talking to Herc. He was like, "Yo, man, fuck with them. Like, fuck these New York dudes. Fuck with them. They represent the town. They represent Chicago." And like, and we didn't know EC Illa at the time. He just saw us on stage with Schoolie, and he gave us like a wild cosign. And big up to Mike One. That's how I met Big Herc.
Right.
Like Mike One, R.I.P. He was like, "Yo, I know a motherfucker that's nerdy and goofy like y'all. Y'all should click up." And that was yo, like Mike. If you don't know Mike One, he was a motherfucker. Like he was a motherfucker. Love that dude. And he hosted the show we did with Schoolie, and he was like, "Yo," he introduced us to Big Herc, and we've been doing business with Herc ever since.
Nice.
now, how did all of this come together? So the hip hop, breakdancing, and then the comic book thing. Like, how did that just woke up one day like, you know what?
Again, I think a lot of that comes from, again, those late night conversations at the crib. And like, if you think about it, like hip hop and comic books have always had like a connection. So like when you think of Wu-Tang and the million and one aliases of them, you think of Shaq and even with like Public Enemy, like they had their comic books, they just never really put the two together. And so it was just like kind of an idea. It was like, yo, we should do this, and then just make this album as sort of like a soundtrack or like an accompaniment to that. And so initially, if you were to, when we first started talking about this, we talked about it for a while before we actually got it to the paper. But if you were to come to that crib at any given point and walk into the kitchen or the dining room area, there were literally Post-it notes all over the kitchen walls with just notes and ideas of what we thought should be in this comic book or what this comic book should be. And so the book was something that we had talked about as like as a separate thing, and then the music was another thing. And then at some point throughout those conversations, it just became an idea. And I think the graphic novel project, which was again that D-Nick solo project that we were all a part of,
right,
was kind of where it came to fruition. Like we were talking about the book, we had just done this project, and it's like, why not put the two together, because they're already working so well together anyway.
And
that's kind of it.
Yeah, I was there the day that Chuck D and Murs ran into each other at Wizard World, and no one knew who the fuck they were. Like they,
Chuck D
and Murs.
I mean, them early comic conventions were not as popular as they are now, and so you could literally go to one of these conventions and not be recognized and not be seen. And I think that was the moment.
I was like, oh shit, that's Chuck D and that's Murs. And they just there. Murs is like I was there at the moment that they had like met, and I was like. And they were just talking very casually because no one knew who the fuck they were. It's hip hop. Don't nobody give a fuck about hip hop being there. Like, and so and in my brain, I'm like, hip hop needs to be here. And I, we were working, linked with, was researching Wizard World, what it was called. It's now called Fan Expo, but research Wizard World, and it was like, this is where we need to be. And we were doing that, and it was just a good vehicle for us to be on the road.
Right.
And got in, and, shout out to Aaron Muhammad, because he was like, he wrote reviews for comics, and so we were doing that. And then, you pay dues, so you're like, man, we need to do something special for the group. And so there we go. And, and John Park was down with us at first. He was doing art initially, and before we linked really hardcore with Damon, shout out to John Park, and it just grew, and now we do music for video games and we do soundtracks.
And to be honest, like that
comics.
first comic book convention, like one thing about me, like I say, if the crews, if they're really that passionate about something, like I'm gonna ride with the team. And D-Nick was adamant about us going to this convention, and I was just like, nah, I don't want to do it. I don't want to be
my
here.
question, like,
nah, like we
what
were
was
not.
what was like? You just woke up like and like, fuck it, we're doing comic book shit, like.
It kind of becomes that because like again, like D-Nick was like, yo, he was there for that moment, and he kept talking about it, and while he's talking about it, he's doing his research, and so when he comes up and like, yo, I got us a booth at this comic convention. It's in Philly. So like it wasn't like the Wizard World here in Chicago. We had to get on the road and drive out to Philly for that first one. And again, none of us were really 100% sure about what we were getting into because with the exception of D-Nick, none of us had ever been to a comic book convention before. So we were just like, so when
Solo.
Yeah, but Solo was oh yeah, that's right. He was right there for that first one. But for me, and Ray, like that was something where it's like, yo, D-Nick said this is what we're doing. All right, boss, I'm gonna ride with you for this first one because if it's stupid, I'm gonna tell you it's stupid. But we rode out there and it just so happens like our first Comic-Con happened to be DMC's first Comic-Con.
Nice.
So we were there right when he got the idea and when he was talking about starting Daryl Makes Comics.
Yeah.
And so we're in Artist Alley, and like I know we give a lot of praise to Wizard World for what we did with them, but the reality was they shitted on us the first couple of years because the first year we went out there, we got a booth in Artist Alley, so we were like the first hip hop group or one of the first groups to really perform in Artist Alley. And the thing about that was the artists that were near us loved it because we drew so much attention to us that it did well for their business because they were near us. Problem with that, there were artists that were on the other side that were upset about that and like, yo, we're taking up so much attention that they're really not getting the shine that they want. And so there were people at that first convention talking to the folks that Wizard World trying to get us shut down. What was the saving grace for us is that while these artists are trying to get us shut down, people were telling DMC about those kids that are over there in the corner doing their thing. And so he's talking to Wizard World like, yo, is there any way to get their music over the loudspeaker so I can hear it? Because he was there signing autographs and stuff. And so what happened was this was going on. This was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Finally, Sunday, he had a moment of downtime and he was able to come by and see what we were doing.
We were dead tired.
We were like dead on our feet, but we saw him coming like down the alley. So we perked up and we actually got video footage of him like, yo, like he kind of gave us that stamp of approval. And from there, like we built that relationship with him to where on that first comic book, Escape from Babylon Volume 1, he did the introduction for one of the songs on that album. Nice. And then he did the introduction for the entire album for Volume 2 and then Volume 3. And so every time we see him, like it's still all love. So like that was something that happened that first Wizard World. Yeah. After that first one, the next Wizard World that we did, they started adding in these rules. Now you can't perform in Artist Alley. Now you can't do this. Now you can't do. And there were artists, again, these are artists that worked for Marvel and DC at the time that literally shitted on us and tried to get us shut down. It was just the resilience of it because when you do something different, it's kind of like, oh, well, we don't want it here because it's new and like, get it away from us. So we like had to bite a lot of bullets in order to get to where we are now. And even then, like Wizard World, next thing you know, like they've got full on stages and they're doing all of these performances and whatnot.
We didn't know what was going, what was also brewing simultaneously with us, where there's a whole subgenre of hip hop that is called nerdcore. We didn't know that was becoming a thing. So like YT Cracker and Lars and Mega Ran and Schaefer the Dark Lord and all of it. And then a lot of our kin folks, shout out to Swell Rail and Mark Cooper. Can't forget Mark Cooper. This brother's a freaking Power Ranger.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Power Ranger though. And so this is all like blowing simultaneous. We were just on that end. We weren't like necessarily with like White Cracker and the Four-Eyed Horsemen, the Mount Nerdcore people and Lars and Schaefer in front a lot and Mega, but we were right behind them. And so we're kind of like, we're in this weird space where we're kind of leaders of the people behind us. Like we just did Nerdcore days. And so it's like, oh, you see the lexicons and all of these artists that are like, they do their anime raps and their video game raps, and it's just the whole thing. And and it's just different. And we became a part of that, and and we kind of like that world better.
It's definitely a lot more fun than some of these hip hop shows. I'll tell you that.
Now, I gotta go back to the first con. I gotta go back to that because the thing is, they were just mad because we was creative, man. Very creative. They was just used to the norm, and we gotta add that little flavor. You know how we roll. Sprinkle. Right, like E40. Yeah. But no, but we did that, and I never seen nobody dance at the cons. I was always going to the Comic cons and stuff like that. But when we did it, I was like, yo, I get a chance to dance in front. We got our speaker, not too loud, you know what I'm saying? Right. And like you said, we brought businesses like in that area. You
guys feel like you was really onto something, or it just kind of felt like you stumbled on something?
I felt like we was onto something and stumbled a little bit.
A part of something. We were becoming a part of something. Because, there was, like I said, there was like different regions, and definitely onto something for the Midwest. Right. But they're, because these dudes is from the South and from the East and from the West, and there's cons everywhere all over America and abroad, and so we travel, and it was just cool to just be a part of that, and then have an anchor in the Midwest. Right. Just in the Midwest, so we know, like, oh snap, we got people in like Ohio and in Detroit and in like Wisconsin, and it's like, man, this is a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and also I gotta add, I gotta talk about this. Yeah. The first con.
The kidnapping.
Yeah, the kidnapping.
Whoa, wait.
So, we didn't kidnap him.
Oh, no, heck no. We didn't do it.
Oh, no. This happened. So, that happened. Okay. This is when we actually... No, so this is what... Well, I don't know about all that. But, so what happened was that first Comic-Con, we meet this guy, Brimstone, who is a former WWF at the time, but WWE wrestler. And so he's telling us, like, every city that they would go to for these cons, they would get they would find a bar and they would do like superhero karaoke. And so they invite us out. So after we drove all night to get there to Philly, we do this con all day. They invite us out to go do karaoke. So we're in this bar with a bunch of folks dressed up like Wolverine, cosplayers all over the place. Looking like we're just doing karaoke. So at this time, myself and Ray happened to be on stage singing a song. And I don't remember what song it was, but part of me, like being a Marine, like I'm always, my attention to detail, I'm always on alert and looking at doors and whatnot. So while I'm on stage performing, the rest of the brothers are in the back. So Ray and I are on stage. A young lady walks into the bar and she goes to like the front table right next to the stage to meet with her friends. And so she walks in and she's doing her thing. And again, I noticed it because the door opened. And so boom. So as that happened, literally about 5 seconds later, some dude walks in behind her barefoot and walks over to the table, stands right next to her, and they're talking, and he's talking for like a split second, and all of a sudden he picks her up, throws her over the shoulder, runs out the door with her. My initial, again, the Marine in me, like it was a split second when I saw the look on her friend's face to realize she didn't know this dude. Because at first I'm like, all right, maybe her boyfriend's pissed off at her, don't want her in the bar. Yeah. What are you doing? In the moment, I'm like, they don't know this dude. And so without thinking, like, I jumped off stage, I run out the front door.
I was standing by the window, and so, I just see all of y'all running.
So I run out the door, and Ray runs out right behind me. So as we run out the front door, chasing this dude down the street, a bunch of other dudes dressed up like superheroes run out the back door. We run this dude down, we catch him. So somebody, gets her off of the shoulder, grab him, toss him around, throw him up against the fence. He proceeds to get stomped out by a bunch of superheroes
and us.
And it just so happens that the bouncer for that bar that night happened to be an off-duty police officer. So after this dude got stomped out a little bit,
he fell. And
he kind of fell. The police officer stood there with him and was like, "All right, I'm calling my people. Y'all go ahead and get up out of here." We went back in the bar, finished singing karaoke. It was a great
So
night.
it was a real fucking kidnap.
No, yeah, he literally ran in the bar, grabbed
That
this
was
girl,
real.
threw her over the
Can you
shoulder,
imagine
and ran
that
out the
shit?
door.
And then you get beat up
And
by
then
a
you
bunch
got
of
beat up by a
superheroes.
bunch of superheroes.
And it's like they
And
just
now,
saw
like,
her
can
and
you
was
just
like,
imagine you in prison, like you in jail right now, man? What you doing in here, man? Wolverine beat my ass.
Wolverine
man. Like,
Yeah.
fucked me up.
I think it was
one of those.
Thor too.
Yeah, Thor.
so-
No, I seen Thor running.
Yeah,
I saw
Thor
Thor.
definitely put in some work
Yeah.
that
But
night. So,
but it was crazy because it was a front door and a back door
Yeah.
and just blocked them off and just
yeah, no,
So as
he didn't get
you were
that far.
talking, I'm thinking, wait a minute, okay, so this is wrestler dudes and everything. They were staging that shit and like making
Nah.
a joke.
No,
he was
no,
even
no,
doing.
nah.
Brimstone,
It was a real
Brimstone
fucking
did
No,
not
that was
stay.
real.
He did not stage that
He
at
was
all.
he
like
was
I
kind
said.
of courting us because he was we were in negotiations about doing something with Hound Comics and all of
Okay.
that stuff. So he had a different intention. Shout out to Brimstone. It didn't work out, but big up to him. So he was like courting us and all this stuff, but then this thing just goes down. That first run was real like
Yeah, that
wow,
was-
like
Yeah.
Tony Atlas and all of them. Like you thought we were a basketball team. What a ball at? What a ball at?
that stuff made me mad as heck, bro. And I'm not even good at basketball.
I mean, we black dudes at a comic convention all in uniform. So it's just, where the ball at? And then Ray's like, whatever, old man, I dunk on you. Like,
He sure did. say
it
that.
is, you're right. He said that, and it was like, dude, show some respect. I hit him. That's Tony Atlas. He's like,
Like,
man,
he
I don't
just-
care. I
And
was
that
in
was,
church.
I mean, it was a
About it.
dope run because
That
that
was
first
dope.
Comic Con, like I met a bunch of the celebrities that I grew up watching. So like I met
Yeah.
Joanna Man at that con.
Yeah,
Vivica Fox was at that
Miguel-
con.
Yeah,
you
Vivica
know,
Fox.
Joanna Man,
Miguel
Miguel
Nunez.
Nunez.
Yeah,
Yeah, Miguel Nunez was there. I met Billy D. Williams on the steps of the
That's
out there in Philly that
crazy.
weekend. And so like literally like myself and my guy, shout out to Young Drew, we were walking back into the convention and he literally is like, long trench coat. He's walking down the stairs and I just stopped and it's one of those like, I don't get starstruck at all, but I just stopped and looked and was like, Mr. Williams, man, much respect, yada, yada. And he was, oh, thank you, yo, man. And then he just walked
Mr.
on. But I'm like, yo,
45?
yeah, but like it was the smoothest voice. So he threw on his voice, I threw on my voice, and it was like, yo, we
Oh,
had a moment.
Oh, hell
We
no.
had a moment, and then that was it. And
We
he just
was in
walked
a
away, and I was
long
like, yo,
I was in a long
That's great.
conversation with Lou Gossett Jr. and had no idea that was Lou Gossett Jr.
Oh, hell
R.I.P.
yo.
Like,
No, that was
Mel is
Rest
like-
in peace, man. Because he
Yes.
just passed away. Like as soon as that happened, man, I thought about that story. Like, we were
Mel-
at a convention. He's sitting outside having a cigarette, and like
We
he's
just
talking
talked-
to us because like he was like, "Yo, I saw what y'all were doing, yada yada," and they're having this full on conversation, and he looks up and is like, "Y'all don't know who I am, do you?" And we're like,
But no,
"Nah."
but look, he was like, I'm Lou. I'm like, all right, word.
All right, Lou.
Yeah.
And then like after we go to talking, and then after he leaves, Mel is like, yo, you know that's Lou Gossett Jr., right? Ain't no goddamn Lou Gossett.
Yeah, yeah. Nah.
After you sat there and had a whole conversation.
Full on conversation, but like I literally had to like take out the phone and like show him like, bro, this is who you're talking about. Now, granted, he was a lot bigger at the time, but like, yeah, like this is the dude. Like, yeah, so
It was
yeah,
dope,
so
man.
that's been one thing that's really been fun about those cons is
Right.
like we get to do that, and then again, it breaks the monotonous of being in the clubs and like doing those rap shows where they've got like 30 artists on the bill. It's like,
Oh gosh.
because there was a stretch too, like when, especially here in Chicago, like Chicago hip hop just really, like a lot of these rap cats just weren't really rocking with us like that, and so there was a stretch where we were doing shows where we were primarily like the only rap act on the bill. Like we were doing more rock and roll, like
most of
like
the
most
rap.
of our
we
shows.
we didn't really make our
Until
bones
after the
in
comic.
raps, like
Yeah.
in rap shows. We were mostly doing breaking events, and like the B-boys always embraced us.
Yeah.
Shout out to all of the crews.
And that was always a part of the Misfits. Like that was a conscious
the
decision.
music. I want to give a big up to DJ B-boy Ron.
Mhm.
Like, cause he
Yeah.
went to school with me, like,
Right.
and so he was the one who brought me to City versus City, and then I just learned, and it just made sense to me, cause I was like, man, there are at that time it's like over 32 crews in Chicago, and that's not including the footwork,
Mhm.
and. Every show is rappers rapping for rappers. And it's like all of these dancers in this city. This is a dance city. This is crazy.
Yep.
And like, why doesn't see any rappers? There's no rappers. There's no MCs at these breaking events ever.
Yeah.
Hip hop stinks.
Yeah.
Like
It's 2 times hip hop stinks. We're gonna get more than that, I'm sure.
So it was like, man, and the first time I was given the mic in Chicago, DJ Dishwasher, Ron brought me to City vs. City, and DJ Dishwasher was like, man, Ron said you rhyme. Here's the mic. And I was like, okay, and I do my thing. And then Hollywood Hope at the time, his B-Boy Days 1. And he was like, man, you don't get to rap for us. And he snatched the mic and we just started battling. And and I took that win. And we were everything was cool and we was good. He was like, all right, you got that off. I'll get you next. And it was just love right there. And I was welcome. I was anointed and all of that stuff. And I was like, psh. And between that and the punk shows, like we was always doing the punk rock shows. We never was really doing rap shows with other rappers.
Go ahead.
Why do you? I just want to hear from your point of view. Why do you think that is?
Why? What is that we were doing most of those shows?
Is it that you feel like you don't fit in, or do they feel like you don't fit in?
Well,
Their name is Misfitz, goddammit.
Yeah, I mean, we don't fit in anywhere except on stage. But the reality was, like, even though like D-Nick and the fellas were like out here living, going to school, and this, that, and the third, and so that's one thing about Chicago is like, if you weren't around in the 90s, if you weren't around during a certain point, they push you to the side. And it's like they really want you to earn it. But the reality is like how you earn it isn't by showing up and doing the thing. You start to earn it. You start to get more respect from Chicago artists when other folks start to respect you.
Facts.
And that's
Facts.
the reality of it.
That can also be a kryptonite to you too. Because what happened for me, like I was ahead of a lot of my peers before like that happened. So I was part of a crew, FEW, Fifth Element Warriors, and we were already traveling and touring. And then you go back to an open mic, and you with what you perceive as your peers, but you're different because ain't nobody else going on the road.
Right.
But you're going on the road. You're going to be on stage with Brother Ali and all of this stuff because you're all a part of Hip Hop Congress. So you're with Brave Monk and Super Enlight. And then them dudes was the guys. Like Enlight and Stick and Move won BT Spring Berlin 3 years in a row. Brave Monk is just one of the illest dancers in this city has ever seen. And then you around like other footworkers like Prince J-Ron and these dudes are like in the dance community. They're performing with Madonna, and all of this stuff. So you're this guy, but nobody knows who you are. So there's the whole thing like, who is this dude? And then he's just gonna go. He's gonna go to this open mic, and then next weekend he's gonna be with Blueprint and One Below. Man, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so you deal with that. And then like the B-boy scene is so competitive, and then like a lot of in the crew, I can speak for them on this one. They feel about dancers the way that I be feeling about rappers.
Yeah.
It's like Jet and Big Facts and all of them.
I gotta say something on that. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't battle like that at all.
Yeah.
Because I like doing the stuff like going on stage, us feeding off each other's energy, which, the crowd feeds off that too. I just like that instead of I'm hearing about people fighting and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, hip hop's not supposed to be about this. Like, what the heck is going on? You know what I'm saying?
Stinks.
So
we got more
God
coming.
knows. But that's why I liked he got me into teaching, the youth. You know what I'm saying? In schools, theaters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I just stuck with that because I had performed in front of outside of the group 40,000-50,000 people, but it ain't nothing like giving back to my own people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That feels totally different. And it's the best feeling in the world.
Right.
And I've been doing that for like 16 years now. I think.
Yeah, and that was even tough for you, like as a dancer, because like you ain't nothing just a backup dancer for D-Nick and Ray and all this type of shit.
It don't affect me. I'm like, okay,
man, it affect me because I be ready to punch a sucker in the face.
I'm there to have fun. I'm thinking, like, I'm with my bros. I'm having fun.
They know not to say that shit. Like no one has ever. Like I hear about these stories, but for the most part, nobody's ever said any of that shit to me. Because
nobody tests me.
and the reality is, like, there's such a level of entitlement with a lot of these cats, and like I come from that school, and I'm a firm believer in this. Like, because again, I spent 20 years working in schools. A lot of what I've done in theater and in music has been me helping the next person get to that next spot. But I tell people all the time, and like, make no mistakes about it, I'm helping you out because it's something that I want to do.
Right.
Be clear when I say this. Don't nobody owe you shit.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the level of entitlement, especially those cats that have been around since the 90s and some of them earlier 2000s. They feel as if because they've been around, just because they've been around, that somebody owes them. And it's like when we did the Taste of Chicago, and you got all of these cats like, man, he brought so and so on stage, and they gave so and so a slot, man. Why did he put me on? Why they didn't? It's like, because don't nobody owe you shit. I put them on because they've been here, they've been supporting. Like, I'm going to tell y'all the story, and like, I'm not going to mention this cat's name because, quite frankly, I don't feel like giving them that publicity. But there's this cat. A couple of years back, I promoted a show. I decided to like just kind of get back out there again, and I go and do a show at Lily's. And I promote this show, and I book a set of artists that wound up being like Slump Gang. So like everybody involved was like a part of that Slump Gang 777 crew. But I got this one cat that as soon as he found out that I was promoting the show, all of a sudden he's in my DMs like, yo, man, this what's up, man. I like what you're doing. Like, yo, I see you got this show. Put me on. And you know me, like, again, I don't like shows with a bunch of damn artists on it. So I'm like, yo, man, the show's already booked full, but like, come through, support, kick it, and we'll talk about getting you on the next one. And crickets. Don't show up for the show. Don't do this, that, and the third. But when I do the next event, back in my inbox again, yo, what's going on? Put me on this time. Yo, the show's already booked, but come through and support, and we'll talk about it. And I've always said, like, if he ever was to show up to an event, I would approach him about doing the next one. But the problem was, he would see that I was doing the event, call me to ask me if he can get put on, and when I say no, the show's already booked, won't show up. But then every time he's constantly doing it. Don't nobody owe y'all shit. And that's the thing that a lot of these cats don't seem to understand. So when we bring up a Bob Rock on stage, or we give T-Rex a slot, or when we bring Young Drew up on stage, it's not because they paid for it or this, that, and the third. They were supportive. They were supportive from the gate, and they're there just to show up and be supportive and be in the scene. And then we give them that slot, and it's like, it's all love and it's appreciated.
And they dope in their own right.
Exactly. But that's the thing. But they earned it in that slot. But all of these other cats, like, and again, some other cats that wouldn't give us the time of day, but then see us moving in certain venues, and all of a sudden, like, yo, man, we should do something together. Like, no, we shouldn't. Like, fuck you. And there's a couple of them like, hey, man, so-and-so want to do something with us, man. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't want to do it. But again, if the crew, I'm a firm believer, though, if the crew says this is what we're going to do, like, yo, if the majority rules. So if the majority of the crew says we're doing it, then cool, I'm on board. But I am going to make sure that I voice my opinion, like, no, fuck them, because X, Y, and Z. And then we move on from there. But I can't stress it enough. Don't nobody owe y'all shit. And if D-Nick says hip-hop stinks, it is what it is.
That's 4. So, but that's 1 for Mel, 3 for
all right, I'm through being a curmudgeon now.
I got a question. I got a question for you though, because it seems like you're kind of like the guy, the go-to guy within the group, so to speak. Like, I'm not gonna say like the leader or anything like that. I don't think you guys have like a said leader.
No, that's this dude over here. Right. We're gonna give him that.
Okay,
but yeah,
I can see that as well. But question. Because it would seem like to me that like there would be somebody that everybody goes to, or somebody that's sitting back watching all this shit. How do you manage all of this creative shit going on around you? Like, you said that you guys live together and whatever, and there's Post-it notes everywhere. Everybody's got ideas. Shit's flying all around the room 24/7.
Right.
How does one manage all of that and keep it all like?
So here's
imploding, you know what I'm saying?
So here's the thing, and I learned this early on when D and I started our theater company. Back when we were doing our theater company, we were both very like in tune with the artistic side of it. So we were bouncing ideas off of each other. I handled more of the business because I also enjoyed the business side of it. And so I took on as much of the business as I could so that he could focus on being the creative. As we started getting more and more into the music, and again, like I was there, like, you know, I taught D-Nick how to count bars. I was there to help him, to guide him on that musical journey. But once he got to a certain point, again, I got to a point out here where I got tired of dealing with the people because again, I deal with politics. I worked in you know, non-for-profit and for-profit. So I dealt with that enough during the day to where I don't have the patience that I used to. And so we've gotten to a point now, thankfully, D-Nick will handle a lot more on the business side when it comes to the fits. And then creatively, we're all able to kind of intertwine because again, we know each other's thoughts and whatnot. So the reason we're able to do that, and I've always said this, the thing about D-Nick and I, and the reason we work so well together is because we both have that personality that says it's not going to get done right unless I do it. Right. And when you have multiple people that feel that way, that trust each other, it makes it easier to work. Right. Because there are times now when like I'll and D-Nick knows this, I say it all the time, like, yo, if there's something you need or something that needs to get done, call me, let me know, I'll get it done. Right. And he'll tell me the same thing. But at the end of the day, I know 90% of the time he's gonna do it himself and then he's gonna come. But if ever there is that moment, he's like, yo, Mel, I'm torn with this. This is where I'm at, this is what I'm thinking. And I'm gonna show you both sides of it. So I'm gonna give you, all right, well, here's the pros of this, here's the cons of this. And then you're gonna do what you feel is best. Now I'm gonna tell you my opinion and what I think we should do. But ultimately, here are the two sides. Here are the things that you're stacking up against. Here's how I see it. Now make your decision. And I do that like professionally, not just with the crew, but like even working in management. Like I do that with other folks as well. It's like, yo, I'm going to show it to you and then allow you to make the decision you need to.
And then like the system, if you call it that, which I think it is like, it's less leadership and more like artistic direction about certain things. Like here's a vision. And so if you're trusted with being a visionary of the group, that doesn't make you better than anybody or default like outrank anybody. It's like, okay, cool. Like this is the vision for this, like he said, and it's like, all right, we're gonna do this, and this. We'll give it to Kiwan, let Mel check it over, and all of this, and these are all like roles in the group. So if like Solo wants to do something like DJing, because he has like really dope, lofty ideas as a DJ, we run that by each other. If Mel has a lofty idea, like as an artist, then we run that by each other. Same thing with Ray with massage therapy and like all of them dudes and like Jet and Defects. Like Jet does concealed carry, like getting people taken care of with their license for concealed carry. We like work those and it's like, okay, it's all a puzzle. I like puzzles, so it's like, all right, this is all the pieces. How do we put that together? And did I get everything? Did I check it? And I got someone that can look at that and be like, okay, there's this. How you thought about this? Did you do this? All right, we're cool. You know, and we got to talk to booking agents and like shout out to Kiwan, you know what I'm saying, and make sure everything is cool. And we just had like a management meeting with like a booking agent, like to to see how that goes, and it's looking good. And so you do these business, but we make sure that we move in transparency, and everybody can call and everybody sees the emails, and it's all like one group email.
Yeah.
And also we got social media where we're all in one group. So all that info is right there.
That one email address that all of our stuff goes to, like anyone in the crew that wants access to it has it. So it's not like D-Nick's the only one checking these emails or D-Nick's the only one getting these phone calls. Like, yo, I see what's going on. And so like, again, I'll look at something like, yo, I see that contract came in. They didn't add X, Y, and Z. Run that back again. All right, boom. I'm glad I missed that. Like, all right, so now we're going back to it. And again, it's that quality control part of it too, which again, it's that old Motown Berry Gordy setup where it's like, yo, you got all of these moving parts, but again, we're going to put everybody in a room, quality control, and then the majority is going to rent out, and we're going to take it from there.
So a lot of people think that okay, Kiwan sees everything. They don't know, like, Kiwan got the same email that we all got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anything Q sees, we all see.
Yeah. And
That's
then
what's
again, as a family, like it's hard to drive a wedge between family when everybody knows what the other one's doing. That we're living in transparency. So it's like
Exactly.
there's nothing you can tell me about my brothers that we ain't already talked about.
Right.
I already know. Like
Mhm.
you can't go and tell D-Nick like, yo, Mel is over here being shady XYZ. Like, nah, bro, I told him about that months ago.
Months ago,
Like,
right?
this is what we do. Like how we handle business is our business, but please believe we all know how we're handling business.
Well, my wife wants to get conceal and carry, so we have to talk to you about that after the show.
Definitely.
Jet,
But-
Jet
right.
9.
Okay,
Definitely,
so
definitely do that.
I got a question for you two.
Mhm.
Yeah, you two. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Is he really that much of a diplomat when it comes to
Mel?
this shit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is he lying? Is he?
He's a rider. He's a rider. Like Mel rides. Like, I mean, we're all diplomatic, and I'm blessed that I'm always in awe. Like these man, them like the crew is like them great like people. So I'm always blessed that people will believe in my vision and trust my vision. So if it's a mistake, then I made a mistake. But like you can, never question my integrity, but you can't pull my card. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like, please pull my card, but my integrity is thorough. So, and I gotta be that, like, cause done seen stuff with this dude and like learned how to like count bars and all that, and then in return, like taught that with Solo, and like Solo's a way better dancer than me, but I taught him how to teach dance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so and it's more like guiding than like how you teach, like how you guide the dance and all of that type of stuff. And so
Yeah.
it's just all like, I don't outrank or put a value on everybody's role. Like screws are just as important as the cheers.
Right.
Yeah, I learned just to add on, I learned a lot from him because I was thinking, okay, I'm new to this, I'm young, and I'm kind of like I still got that energetic, saying thing, personality, but it's way more controlled because there was times that, as a young in my early 20s, like, yo, things can upset me very quickly.
Right.
But the thing is, he was there. It's like, yo, Solo, it's all good, man. Look, boom, 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 this and that. You got to realize these are, blah, blah, blah. And I was
What's
just
blah,
learning.
blah, blah?
Okay. So basically just
Everybody's
knowing that.
protective.
Yeah.
Everybody's protective of each other.
Oh, yeah, true that. And also, I was learning the students that I had, the different students' personalities.
Right.
And, not everybody had the same upbringing as me.
Yeah.
So just handling everybody where they're at,
Right.
and then it just turned into a skill.
Mm.
Now it's like I could walk into any place. It's like, oh yeah, I can do this.
Right. That's what's up. What is the greatest thing you think you guys being in a group has taught you guys? So individually. Did I stump him? Did I stump
it's,
him? Did I stump him?
Yeah, I
See,
tripped and
watch
everything.
this. We're gonna be diplomatic again. Why? So I think one of the greatest things about being in a group is
No, I'm saying what taught you.
no, but that's what I'm saying. Like one of the things being in a group has taught me, and it's kind of applied to my life because I worked 20 years in education, and being in a group it teaches you that everybody is on a different level. So not everybody's coming in at the same pace, but they may have the same goal. And so working in the classroom, like you got 20 some odd kids, well, this kid may learn at a different pace than this kid. So, and sometimes instead of trying to get everybody up on your level by yelling at them like, hey, this is how I got here, sometimes you need to meet them on their level and bring and walk up beside them. And so I think that's one thing about being in a group. It's like, yo, like when we came into it, like I might have been right here, but in order to get us all on the same page, sometimes I got to go back down to where you were because I remember what it was like to be down there,
Right.
and bring myself back up. And so you apply that to your day-to-day life. It's like, all right, I have to be able to get the people that I'm working with on this page and be able to build that community, because that's ultimately what it is. It's a family,
Right.
it's a community. And how do we get that community to, when we're together, be a unit, and when we're apart, still represent the unit?
That's what's up.
Because that's one thing. Like, I am
Yeah.
always a representative of the crew. I always tell people, like, yo, I don't want you all to have to ride with everything that I say, because sometimes I can say some reckless shit.
Right.
But I know,
Same here.
I know for a
Same
fact
here.
my brothers
God
are going to
knows.
ride with me, but I don't want that to be a thing. So I always think about, how is the decision I'm about to make going to affect the crew?
Right.
And I don't always get it right. Like, I do some dumb shit every now and again, but I also know, hey, my brothers are going to support me. They may not outright agree with me, but they will support me, because we don't always agree. Like I say, we don't fit in anywhere except on stage. So our views and our viewpoints don't always match up, but we can coexist even with that. And I think that's one of the things you learn by being in a group with people like that.
We got that level of respect for each other.
Yeah.
And man, one thing I learned, probably, man, like it's a heavy burden and a heavy responsibility to not break people that you trust. You know, like, we've been through it, and it's like it's a practice, and you gotta constantly, you know, and it's not, and I don't even know if calling it a burden is fair, but it's a lot of responsibility, and you can't wait for, because like, we are protective of each other.
Right.
Like, we done been through some thorough stuff as a group. And you know what I'm saying? And and like, I don't want to violate that. So just the importance of like loyalty and like reputation is like amazing for me.
Okay. Last one. No, one word. Patience. It really taught me patience in all aspects. Like, whether it's with the students, the crew, just patience, man. It goes a long way, you know, you got to calm yourself down and really talk, you know, like, I talk to the crew, and I go to either one of them, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes he'll know something was wrong with me. He'll hit me up. Yo, Solo, you good?
Right.
It's like, man, let me tell you, bro.
Yeah.
And then he helps me understand. I'm like, dang, I didn't think of it from that point of view. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay. So over time, it just taught me patience, man. You know? And that's what I feel like today with the youth is lacking, patience. It's like a microwave generation. You know what I'm saying? So gotta have patience and manners.
Right.
Yes.
It sounds like accountability is a big thing with you guys.
Heck yeah.
I feel like that, I feel like wasn't even a point of asking that question.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, it still is a point to ask questions.
Too many of us. It's a lot of us.
Yeah. and holding each other accountable, like, I'm sure it's kind of like the glue that holds it all together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That shit's dope as fuck, man.
What's the legacy of the Misfitz?
Alpha Squad.
Yeah. Alpha
100%.
Squad.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So Alpha Squad is a group of students that have.
Man.
I mean, we watched Alpha Squad. Some of these kids go from second grade to be in college now, and watching that next generation,
man,
that's the legacy.
Big up to DJ Dolo. He got signed to WGCI.
Yo,
you know,
that's what's up.
As a DJ, and you know, he's one of our b-boys and one of our DJs, and he's the son of R.I.P. to DJ Fat Cat. You know, J Rockin', you know, who's like, he was on the news, like, he's like the Garfield Park youngest beekeeper. You know, he's a b-boy from our squad.
Cool
Baby, like, he's crazy. It's my nephew, and he's like doing 100 sit-ups and push-ups and all this type of stuff. And you know, baby Roro, and you know, she's doing the thing with Theater Y, and it's just a lot of, man.
And she's ill on the 1 and 2.
She's ill on the 1 and 2.
She's like, cold.
I love Roro. Shout out to Roro, because Roro's the reason I'm able to take my family vacations over the summer, because we'll wind up booking a show and be like, hey, we got to do X, Y, and Z. Like, I'm in the country, in the mountains with the family. So Roro will step in and like I want to say her first paid gig.
Yeah, it was with us.
For her 13th birthday. I was on a family vacation. I took the family out for a week. the crew booked Sundays on State while I was gone, and she stepped right in, and like that was it. And then the following summer,
the Silver Room Block Party.
Silver Room Block Party. I took the family out to the cabins in Kentucky, and and while I'm there, like she's on stage and like she holds down the crew. And so again, like I used to always say, like I wanted my legacy to be like I want to win an Oscar, I wanted to win X, Y, and Z. And then I realized like A, I hate award shows, and then B, I would much rather my legacy be. I would much rather my legacy be the people that I helped along the way, as opposed to the things that I did, like personally. Like I don't really like that much attention, which is why I love being a DJ, because I can literally play the background. And so that's it. Like the legacy's got to be the kids, yo.
You know, Demarion.
I was just thinking of that.
He got me. He got me a gig. Like it was the dude was a dude at Chicago Bulls Academy was like, hey, there's a kid. This is when he went to he goes to college now. When he was at Chicago Bulls Academy, he was like, there's a kid that said you're the best like hip hop instructor in the city. His name is Demarion Flowers. He calls himself MC DJ B-Boy Pharaoh. And
yeah, when I heard that, I was like, bro, what?
Yeah.
I mean, all right, that's you.
I know exactly who Demarion was. I was like, come on, man. And so like I'm doing the workshop. But and it's like this is crazy. J Ruff, J Smooth, the twins, like Question, Gravity, like I ran into him like downtown. It is just a blessing. So definitely Alpha Squad. Man, them jokers threw me a birthday party.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was totally blown away.
Now, if I could add on, I feel like that's how it's supposed to be, because with me and Brave Monk, he got me into breaking when I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lost contact with him, ran into him doing the After School Matters program. Didn't recognize him because I saw him with a fro last time. Now I see him with dreads and I'm taller. So I'm like, we wound up reconnecting. And the thing is, it's full circle now because I'm supposed to teach him how to DJ.
Oh, wow.
Word.
Yeah,
That night when we went to Sub T, he was a DJ, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I want to, because this has been like sitting with me. Seriously. Like, what is it about? Because you had, I don't even know how to fucking describe it. But like, I'm sitting in the corner all by myself, and I never was bored. I had the time of my fucking life.
We'll stand for that.
So like, what is it though? Like, what, like, do you, like, I don't know what the fuck he was feeling. It was just like, you just knew.
Okay. Man, I'm about to retire from teaching kids soon anyway. So I might as well say it. So my secret to like teaching kids, but also what I do when I'm DJing, I always imagine myself in the crowd. And I'm looking at the person on stage. And it's like, what do I want to hear? Just like in dancing, what do I want to see?
Right.
I never wrote down any choreography in the last 16 years. It's all been freestyle and how I feel in that moment. Right. And how the crowd would react. And the kids is wooed off that, like, yo, Mr. Solo said they gonna scream loud at this part of the song because that's what I do. And same thing, I imagine like, I don't want to be bored either. You know what I'm saying? You probably had a long day at work. I don't know your life. You know, going through some stuff. Somebody probably made you mad. Now I'm playing We Some Head Busters. I don't know.
I was tired as hell. Like everything was hurting. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, my feet was hurting. I was standing up for a long time, and I was like, literally like, oh my God, I didn't even realize we was here for 3 goddamn hours. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was all over the place. I'm like, shit is amazing. I'm just thinking to myself, like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah, no,
Thank you.
Solo don't, he don't, it's like unless you're paying and forcing, he doesn't like go, like he doesn't stick within the genre. Like you gotta be booking us to do something like, I want a 90s party exclusively, like that type of thing, and it's like, okay, you know, and that's the only way. If it's us, none of us have ever like did that on our 1-2. We were always like told to like, you know, like just play what we want to play. Like we don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like Mel will go from Scarface to like the Temptations to like all over the
Let's
place.
go.
You know what I'm saying? Mel don't like when he's spinning and I'm like, man, I just wanna have fun. I just wanna have fun. I be hating DJ unless he drags me. It's like, come on, man, we gotta go.
No, that's the thing. This is the only guy. I'm gonna be honest with you. So far, this is the only guy I could go back and forth. Like I play a song, he play a song, and we just that chemistry is so wild that we get the party jumping like the wedding we did, man. Hands down.
Like sometimes it's like, man, they won't. Like I had to DJ the blues fest. And I was like, I was like, Mel.
Your face when you said that right now, it's like, I had a DJ the blues.
The crazy part about it was, as soon as he said it, my first thought was like, no, you could have called me for that. Like, I'd have totally done that again. But as soon as he said, no, I need about 2-3 hours worth of music, I quickly went through my little setup. Boom, this is what you're going to need. I'll literally give it to you in the order, but you can play it however you want to. But this is what you got. Because, again, that's what I do. Like, I don't play a lot of, outside of the fits, I do a couple of private parties a year, but, like, I'm that dude, like, because, again, I want to play what I feel.
Right.
And sometimes, like, I'm not a big dancer. So, like, I'm not in the spot to move. Like, I don't do.
He got one move. Hold on. Don't let him fool you. He got one move. You got to come to a live show or something. You might see it.
You might.
But, like,
right.
But yeah, so again, like, I do that, but, like, we've done shows where at the end of the show, like, just because I thought it was fun, like, we were at a wine and cheese party. We just finished doing our set, and then I throw on a Temptations instrumental, and I'm singing 5-part harmony, Papa was a Rolling Stone by my damn self, just because why the hell not? You know what I mean? Like, so that's the thing. But again, I know, right? But it was so much fun and made us so much money that night. So,
damn.
It is what it is.
One more thing. So, shout out to 606 Chicago, SLT. You know what I'm saying?
Our peoples.
Shout out 606.
Yeah. So you know, that's what it is. Like, yo, we like to have fun. I know what gigs I'm going to want to do. I know which gigs I'm not.
Yep.
And we just let it be that. Because, like, I'll be on stage and I'll be DJing and I'm having a good time, and then Solo will be like, yo, Mel, you got to let me get on for me.
I'll be itching.
All right, give me a second. Let me finish this out. As soon as I play this record, it's all yours, bro. Like, you got it. So,
boy, I'll be itching. Like, I gotta get it.
All right, I wanna get into something here because
yes, sir.
I know it feels like you've been itching to open this up. Wait, hold on, bro.
hold on.
Because I've been itching for you to open it up. And talk to us about what you got going on here.
No, he ain't. You know, we can't come in nobody's house without. You know.
Oh wow.
You look like a Battletoads fan. You got.
I don't even know what that means.
I got something for y'all. Don't. I got.
Yeah.
It's like, hold on, you leaving us out?
Yeah, my son gonna lose his shit.
Battletoads?
And Battletoads is one of the hardest video games.
The hardest video game to beat. We're the hardest group to beat.
That's true.
I might have to take you guys on solo dolo. Did you hear me say earlier I'm the baddest motherfucker?
We're the hardest group to beat.
All right, so I'm a misfit now.
All right, well, there you go.
Hey,
that's how Solo got involved. You know?
Yeah, right. Let me just keep showing up.
This is the River City anthem. Like, you know, like, so we get that to the engineer or you know, whichever engineer. We got another one. Y'all can fight about.
By the way, Ill for Real is a Dragon Ball. Is it Dragon Balls? Balls?
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Balls. Dragon Ball Z.
I was just watching that today. Ain't that something? Yeah, God.
All right, well, then there you go.
On, man. Like, come on.
Sensu Beans. Here you go. This is Sensu Beans. The song is Sensu Beans. And like, so the artwork, like, we got our first #1 record in the River City Girls video game soundtrack, River City Anthem. Shout out to Mega Ran, shout out to DJ Chief.
We charted in different countries.
Yeah, it was, it was our first time ever charting. So
top
crazy.
10.
How'd that feel? Like,
it was cool.
I mean, it was cool. But,
it was exciting. Hold on, it was exciting for me, man. Because the thing is, I love video games, I love anime, and boom, we charted. I was excited.
I mean, because if you think about it, like, we talk about on this podcast that we want to, like, we would love it if people can learn stuff from us, and we want to push the culture forward and all that kind of shit. But, like, this is like the personification of that. I mean,
absolutely.
You're all black people, and you are not what if the average white person thinks rap, hip hop, or just Black people in
Yeah.
general, what they are.
I don't like rap, but I like y'all.
Right. You know what? To be able to tell people, like straight up, to be able to tell somebody, I got my first #1 record at the age of 40. Like, come on, you can't beat that. And I tell people all the time, like I did more by 30 than most people twice
Without
my
being
age.
signed.
Yeah.
But not being signed, 40 years old, I get
And
my
it's in a
first
video
#1
game.
record, and it's in a video game.
Man,
But these
beat that.
Japanese gangbangers that like get
this
This is true. This is true. But these
real
Japanese gangbangers that get kidnapped and their girlfriends got to rescue them. So River City Girls.
It's on the PS5, the Xbox, and I'm missing one. Aren't I?
Switch.
Yeah, the
Switch.
Switch. See, I don't got the Switch. That's why I forgot about it.
If you make it to the basketball board and you fighting the Yakuza, you'll be fighting on us.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are actually in the game as well?
You got
The song is the game.
The song that charted.
Yeah. But
I was about to say, I'll fuck around and see a misfit in the game.
yeah.
Try to kick one of you motherfuckers. You know, I would do that.
I don't like this
I
guy.
totally would, yo.
Yeah, rap battle.
Right.
Hip hop stinks. That's even Detective 2.
You are an idiot.
So what? We up to what now? 6, 7 of them?
Well, I got 2. You got 1. He's got 3.
All right, well there you go. So yeah.
I'm keeping count.
All right. I just want to see how
And
we
from,
are.
and from your perspective, totally get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Totally get it.
River City Anthem. It's a joint. I like it. You know.
Yeah.
So when you guys charted, did a thought go? Because I know like how the industry works. It's like, okay, you charted now, you better chart again.
No,
You guys have a thought like, okay, we did it, guys. Well, let's do it again. How can we
we
recreate
ain't got no.
that?
We ain't got no other songs with $500,000 in a marketing budget. So.
So-
That's like shout out to Wait For Games. They, it cost $2 million to make the River City Girls video game. And it like $500,000 of that is in the marketing. So, respect to them, but I don't, I love River City Anthem. I love the song and I'm so honored to chart it, but that it charted. I'm just not moved by it because you need $500,000 for it to go. So if anything, that frees me of guilt of like, oh, it's not about the music per se. It's about can you push this? Does it have the financial backing? And so it's like, oh, okay, bless. We know.
Okay, so now I gotta ask Mel.
Mm.
I don't know if I like.
Damn.
Oh man, I get it
I'm
real.
saying no. I'm giving 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, listen. Because if you chart. I mean, that means something. So you got to be thinking, in my mind, at least, being that I've been in the industry, like you got to be thinking a little bit. Somebody, one of you motherfuckers, has got to be thinking.
I need another $500,000 in the marketing budget.
No, I got you, bro.
Go ahead, Mel. Take it over, brother.
The reality is, and I mentioned this earlier, like, I don't give a fuck about awards.
Right.
So
No, we ain't talking about awards. We're talking about charting.
But I mean, but that's kind of how I see that. Like, this is we accomplished this one. And so most people, like you say, like, and I was listening to a podcast, and NBA champ was talking about how winning the championship was like this pinnacle moment because it got you to the place you wanted to be. But then right after it was over, it was like, oh shit, we got to do it again. And it's like, and it almost became so depressing because like you're chasing this high again. And it's just like a crackhead, like, yo, they always talk about how crackheads are always chasing that first high. And it's just like, I don't want to be a crackhead. So no, I've gotten that high. I don't need to get that high again.
And,
I don't give a damn.
And it's all fake.
Like,
it's fake.
like, because the reality is, like,
you got $500,000.
You can literally get a #1 record before a record comes out. So your record's #1 before anybody's ever heard it. Like, who gives a damn? Like,
Engineer, you got $500,000?
I feel the hip hop stinks coming on right now.
Yeah.
You got $500,000?
Hell
no. You got $500,000?
I do, sir.
Okay. Then you can chart. Give me $500,000 and I can chart.
I actually do too.
All right, then give me $500,000.
And you do too, and you do too, and you do too.
I do what?
We got money. All of us. We'll talk about it later.
All right, cool.
So then give
the reality is, like,
you have to
I don't give a damn
not be a
about
citizen no
the
more.
chart. Like I say, I found out about the chart just randomly one day because, like,
me up, though,
no
for real.
one called us and said, "Oh, hey, by the way, your record's #1." I saw one of the other people on the record post one clip about it, and then I started researching it and found like, okay, yeah, we're number one in this country, top 10 in this country.
Did you go?
I
You just looked
screenshotted
at
the
it
photos. I
mhm.
screenshotted the photos. I sent it to my brothers because I knew they'd be excited. Like, yo, I just saw this. Here's what it is, and I put it out there and was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And I went on about the day. That was it for me. And then I sent it to them, and like I say, you know, Ray's always the life of the party. So Ray got super excited about it, but like,
you know what I'm saying, a little up rock or something.
Solo was happy.
Yeah, we was proud. Like, it was a happy moment. It was a cool moment, but I'm just like,
make your footwork or something.
Yeah, nah. Yeah. I made a quick little Facebook post like, yo, just found out I got my first #1 record at 40. Pretty dope. And then I went on about the rest of my day.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, what it is. Like,
I'm just talking shit.
Yeah. No. But like, but again, I think that's what it is.
We're not blocking our blessings. People,
right.
Because it's so shit. Like, who is it? This dude. He was a fan, and he was like, "Man, you be doing epic shit and be saying like it's regular shit, man. I don't put no sauce on none of that stuff."
You know, I got a prime example for this. 2015. China bans hip hop, like American hip hop. You know, they're stopping folks from performing hip hop in China because of some dude that went over there and made some really whack ass records, and he blamed it on American hip hop. Yeah. So this happens in 2015. They ban hip hop. 2018, we get invited by the government and by people they're putting on a festival to come co-headline a festival in China. Great time, great experience. We go to China. We are treated the best we've ever been treated on the road. We are treated like royalty. We've got fans thousands of fans that are rocking with us. We're out in China for a week doing our thing. We come home on a random Thursday.
Just regular
day. We do a show that Saturday at Navy Pier, and they treated us like shit.
Not the Navy Pier. No, the Crucial Conflict joint. That was the next show.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Crucial Conflict was their anniversary was the next show.
Yeah, so like you go from here, and then you're right back down here, and it's just like, damn, that was a great experience. But you got to get back to reality.
People cheering and screaming, and nobody gives a fuck here.
Right. Like literally, American media outlets was like, yeah, it's great, but nobody knows you all, so we don't give a damn. So none of them would run the story. The reason we documented it ourselves is because none of the media outlets, or most of the media outlets here in the States, wouldn't care about it.
Specifically, I went to college with the chick that was working with Complex. And you know, I ain't gonna say her name, but she was the one who broke the story about like hip hop being banned in China. And when I reached out like, hey, would you write this, da 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 da, she was like, but you guys are nobody.
Oh wow!
You mentioned that when we interviewed.
And so it's like, word.
I'll be like, yeah, thank you. I am a microphone misfit.
Right.
So and you know, but she explained the whole process. She was like, I just sold an interview with Common in the Complex. That also solidifies the studio, because he was shooting a movie at the time. That solidifies the relationship with Complex and the studio and the record company and all of this type. There's so many relationships with that. Like, if I do this story, yeah, it's epic, but what relationships do I get to leverage? Who wins? Only people that win is you guys. And it's not going to be that big because you guys are like, not like your soul doesn't mean anything, but you're nobodies.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And then it's like, oh, okay. Like, it's all, that's why I'm always like, man, hip hop stinks.
That was my I was gonna
number
ask,
4.
Yeah. My next question was gonna be, what would make it not stink?
stink?
But all that bureaucracy and bullshit.
That's exactly what it is. And then you look at it too, like all of those artists that are chasing that next one, that next thing. A lot of it's a front. Like all of these artists out here talking about the cars and the money and this, that, and the third, and they all going home broke as hell because at the end of the day, nobody's making money off of this damn streaming shit anyway. So
3/5 of a penny, the most offensive fraction you could have of all fractions. As someone who used to be 3/5 of a human being, that is the most offensive fraction that you could give me 2/5 a penny. That'd be better. You get 3/5 a penny for the streaming stuff. Like, okay.
That's ignorant as hell. That really is.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, being a creative is something that we will always do, because it's kind of what we are. Like I always tell people, like, I've been an artist for as long as I can remember. I started doing theater at 5. Like I've been around. Like I can honestly say, like I made a living as an actor. I've had murals in museums. I've traveled the world doing music. Hell, I'm a vocalist on a heavy metal project that nobody knows about. I've been able to do all of these things as an artist, and those things are things that keep me sane. Like as a veteran with PTSD, being an artist helps me relieve some of that stress and some of that tension. And so those are the things that matter more so to me than anything else. I don't give a damn about the charts. Honestly, there have been things that we've done, and I know we're doing it because we got to play the game. But I will tell them dead ass, like, I don't give a shit. I just want to do what
Has
I
that
want
ever
to do.
hampered you guys in any way? You think?
Probably, but as long as we can look each other in the mirror, it's cool.
Right.
And we don't mind earning like that. That was one of my favorite shows, the Crucial Conflict anniversary.
Yeah.
Because we got like I'll never forget. Shout out to BVAX. They introduced us.
Shout out BVAX.
They introduced us.
I'm gonna hit you up, B.
And it was like BVAX introduced us. It was like, y'all fresh off of their tour in China. Y'all give it up for the microphone Misfitz. And 450 people didn't say shit.
God damn.
And
Damn word.
And BVAX is just furious. He's furious. He's like, y'all ain't gonna give it up for hip hop in Chicago, going to China. And I'm like, BVAX is cool. We gotta, hey fellas, we gotta earn it. We gotta earn it.
Yeah.
And then we do our thing. We earned it.
Right.
And then they were brutal, and they were just the best crowd. Like they was just so dope. They had their arms folded, like, oh, you gonna earn it. And then by the second song, they were cool. Jory was there. He had such a good time that he didn't even protect me when he was supposed to protect me.
Shout out Jay Norm. What up? Wait.
Yeah.
That's my guy right there.
With Girly, we're doing the finale. I ain't gonna give her what our finale looks like. And this girl jumps on stage, and she's like, we have a flag when we perform and all this stuff. And she's like, and I didn't even know her. She starts tapping me. She's like, hey, where the flag at? And I'm so stupid. I was like, it's in the back. You want me to go get it? No, it's cool. Joey, if you get your big ass up here and protect me.
Where the flag at?
And then, and Mel, and the shout out. I didn't know this is the thing. I didn't know that West Siders, because it's 450 West Side people. So it was like they obviously house music, but I didn't know there was a difference between Southside house and West Side.
Yeah.
Difference between Southside and West Side, everything.
Yeah, I know it's different between everything, but I didn't know. I thought house music is universally loved. So I signaled the mail. I signaled the mail. I was like, yo, after the finale, just play, some Mike Dunn. And so Mel was like, all right, cool. And then he throws it on, and everybody's just rocking. We had just rocked the crowd, all of this stuff. And BVAX is like, why are y'all playing this? No, this is just a handoff for you and all of this stuff. So BVAX is DJing. And then he was rocking it. And then he put on some Southside house music, and everybody like, "Boo!"
Oh shit!
Yes.
We definitely hate it.
Thing for you motherfuckers out there listening, watching that.
No, that was my favorite show, because after doing China with 2,000 people, I think that the lowest attended show was probably like that. It was like 400 or something, 200 or something like that.
Yeah.
And so so to go back and then everybody why is they special? It was dope. Like, oh, we still gotta earn it.
But it's a saying that D-Nick says every single time.
Hip hop stinks?
No.
He does say that a lot. He's getting old and ornery, man.
No.
Shout out to old and honorary D-Nick. Old and honorary D-Nick.
But no, he said, hey, we'd rather rock for 10 of the right people than 10,000 of the wrong people.
Shout out to that. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah. And you actually got it where I'm saying that in my show.
Yeah, for real.
I don't care if it's like one person here. I'm going to rock out like it's 20,000.
I know this is a dumbass question. but I'm gonna ask it anyway.
Salute the dumbass question.
Salute
I love
to
dumbass questions.
Yeah, the question that doesn't get asked is the dumb question. But
No, some of the questions that get asked be dumb as hell too.
dumb as hell. Yeah,
Like it just is what it is.
I think I already know the answer to this, but I'm gonna ask it. Have you guys hit wherever you think you should be right now?
Are we content?
Yeah, I mean, you could, yeah.
No, I'm
No.
not.
Mm-mm.
Man, I want to hit a lot of countries.
But I think
That's me.
I think too
Europe.
with the happiness and the contentment of getting to a certain point, and that's something that I think is definitely like an American thing. Is like you always want more,
Right.
and so I don't think we've gotten like the just due for what we've done and some of the things that we've accomplished. But I appreciate everything that we've done so far.
Yeah.
However, there's still other things we need to get to. There's still other festivals we need to rock. There's still other avenues that need to go, and we still got more books and more albums and more songs and all of this other stuff to go. So, and then even still, like remember, like we are here in Chicago, and there's still a lot of folks in this city that just love to hate on us.
Oh yeah.
They won't. Again, they won't. Most of them won't tell me. They mostly say it to D-Nick, but you know. But yeah, so like even here, like there's still things that need to be accomplished. So
Chicago's a tough town.
Very tough.
I feel like if we got haters, we're doing something right.
Facts.
Yeah, like you're gonna have them people, man, because they can't do what you can do.
Yeah.
For sure.
They can't do what we can do, man. They can't keep a group together like this, man.
Because I'm gonna shoot them some grace. Like even like if they don't like us or any of that, it's not their fault. Like that's another reason why I always say hip hop stinks. Like it makes people feel like that. It makes people feel like they have to feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like we're taking some away from them and all. And it's not their fault. We all got our just due. They wouldn't feel that way at all anyway. They would just be like, okay, they doing them over there and we doing us over here.
If y'all woke up tomorrow morning and you got a phone call and said you were nominated for a Grammy, would you accept it?
I would probably go up there and say thank you and then go off stage.
That's it?
That's it.
So I know you ain't just gonna grab the Grammy and just walk off, are you?
I'm not getting on stage.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not even gonna get on stage?
I'm networking.
We're gonna go
I'm not going on stage. All right, y'all.
We're gonna look at each other. We're gonna shake up.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then get off stage.
And give them a hard.
yeah, that's pretty much it. Like we've literally had this conversation before. Like yes, like we would go on stage. We would all. Stand there.
Thank you.
Somebody's gonna say thank you, and then we're gonna go on about
You
our
gotta
business.
campaign.
I guess I am
Yo,
going on
I'm
stage
in hip-hop.
again.
It's politics again
Yeah,
that
you
goes
gotta
behind
campaign.
all of
You
this.
gotta campaign for that. People gotta vote for that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Like, so
the whole
you,
fucking thing.
yeah, and only important people,
Yeah.
who are registered, get the vote for
Right.
that.
Not everybody gets to be a Grammy voter. Like
Right.
you got to get accepted. You've got to go through all of these
There's
processes.
a lot of hoops. to
And
jump
then you
through
also
for
got people that are voting on these Grammys that don't even listen to that type of music.
Yeah,
You got
facts.
people voting on who's got the best hip hop album that hasn't heard a
Which
hip
is
hop album
psychotic.
all
That's
year
We're
long.
having that same issue with
so-
Chicago Hip Hop Music Awards. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like,
Man, you gotta
we don't
campaign.
talk about all that. Yeah.
You
Well,
gotta campaign
Next
for
year, Unrap will be on that ballot, and we gonna make sure we walk out of there with some
So
goddamn shit.
let's take that apart.
I'm the hip hop spook that sat by the door, so I'm not
Yes, you are.
romanticized by any of that shit.
Yes, you are. So like I've been
Use the spook.
talking about this a lot, right? Like a persona, like
Mhm.
you're who you are as a person, and then who you are as an entertainer.
Yeah.
But that shit is weird to me. Like I had my first experience going to Sub T and like being introduced as Nashvino. I swear to God, I gave myself that name, but it was like, what the fuck? That's not my name. But I guess and it's just like, as artists, like is that shit weird? Like,
You know what's weird? I used to say this all the time. I used to, as a kid, again, back to this comic book thing, I used to think that Superman's Clark Kent persona was the dumbest damn thing in
Not
the
anymore.
world. However, and I'll tell you this, I was out somewhere, and I was dressed to the suit. So I was at a homegoing, and so there's a bunch of hip hoppers. We're all standing around outside, and I'm in a suit and tie with a Kango on. So I'm not wearing the logo. I'm not wearing my custom fitted. And a few of the folks out there, they know who I am because, up close and personal. But somebody walks up to me and it's like, oh, hey, I'm so-and-so. Nice to meet you. And I'm like, all right, how you doing? And just left it at that. Literally, I left, went to a family event, came back, go to a repass, and again, I'm back with these people. But now I've got on a Misfit tee. This same person, literally 4 hours later, walks up to me and is like, yo, I ain't seen you in forever. Yo, it's good to see you. And I literally looked at him and was like, yo, I just talked to you earlier. And she was like, oh, snap, that was you. And so I noticed that, if I take off that microphone Misfits logo,
it's facts.
That's real.
when I take off that logo,
You don't recognize.
most people don't recognize me.
Clark Kent thinks
And
Bob
so,
all of a
and
sudden
literally,
Superman.
it's just the logo.
It's real.
Yeah.
I was at my job, and at the time I was working in the schools, and I had a custom microphone Misfits backpack. And I'm walking out of my office, getting ready to walk out the building, and a parent sees it and is like, yo, that's a dope backpack. Where you get it? I was like, oh, thanks, man, I had it made. And this parent is looking me upside my head. And then I leave, and I don't think much of it. And a few hours later, I get a call from D-Nick like, yo, did you see such and such or somebody earlier just called me and was like, yo, there's some dude at this school bootlegging y'all backpacks. Again, at this point, I'm wearing the logo, but I'm not wearing my hat. Again, I'm wearing a shirt and tie. And this person looks at me, and even though I got the logo on, I'm like, yo, this is my group. I am a member of the microphone Misfits. I said all of this.
I had to do
this. This is one of my members. And and literally called up D-Nick and thought I was lying. Like, no, that's it. And so I've noticed if I take off this fitted, if I take off the logo, I can literally walk around. Hell, we were in China. We got off the stage. We get bombarded by a bunch of people. I literally saw a break in the crowd. I took off and went to the other side of the stage because I didn't like the crowd. I don't like crowds like that. And I was over there chilling, just by myself, doing my thing.
But y'all went to Vegas before us. We were performing in Vegas.
Yeah.
And Solo was, he in Vegas, so Solo was like, I'm trying to have my flyest to fly and all of this stuff. And Ray was in uniform, so I was like, hey, are you the Ray one of the microphone? So they and I'm not there. Me, Jet, and Mel, and we the rest of us aren't there yet, and so it's just mad pictures. And Solo was like, why ain't nobody got no pictures of me? It's like, they didn't know you was in the group.
Yeah.
I was right there. It's like,
I told my co-host that she literally is gonna have to get used to it. Unfortunately for me, this is my uniform every fucking day. So I've been at Sub T's and I was at a screening for a documentary, and I was sitting over in the corner, and some people started walking up, and looking out the corner of my eye. I was like, walk over here, and they kept walking. It was a white dude and his son. And kept walking, and they just walked up and they go, Heat Detector? Unrap podcast? And I was like, yeah, what's up? Oh, man, we watch your show. They're from Atlanta. They're going out here to see the show and everything. And I told her, get used to it. It's going to happen. Unfortunately, I don't. This is my costume.
Gotta be nice. You gotta be nice to him, Heat.
Yeah, no. Trust me, I am. I had somebody do that just the last time I was at Sub T's, and he came out and he actually said something about the Dunkin' Donuts and shit, the coffee. He was like, he walks in and goes, Heat Detector, Unrap. And I was like, yeah, what's up, man? He's like, yeah, man, I love you guys' show. He goes, Dunkin' Donuts. And I was like, what? He's like, Dunkin' Donuts. And I was like, what are you talking about, Dunkin' Donuts? He's like, dude, you always have the coffee. You always have the coffee. And I was like, oh, yeah. And he was decaffeinated. And I was like, hell no, that shit got a shot of espresso. You know what I mean? But he was like, it's dope. I was telling her, get used to it. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? You are Nash Vino now for all intents and purposes, till you go home or whatever.
Yeah, you should get used to it. I definitely don't. Because if I don't want to be seen, I will literally just change the way I dress. Yeah. And I am good to go.
Clark Kent.
It works every time.
What's up? The big thing that's up next for the Misfits.
Next is C2E2. We will be performing April 27th at C2E2.
McCormick Place?
Yep, McCormick Place.
Yeah.
The comics and
Comic-Con and Entertainment
Expo, yeah.
So it's C2E2 After Dark. This will be the third, fourth, fifth time.
Folks?
Yeah.
After dark.
I mean,
some other shit
for
going on.
No, it's pretty much everybody. If you got a ticket to see that's what they call it. But no.
And then we're in
still PG.
I mean, it's
depending on what song.
you will
what
get the
songs-
microphone
Okay.
Misfits
What songs you want?
as clear.
Hold on. What songs you want? Heat. What songs from us you want?
What do you mean?
What songs? What we do?
I want nothing but songs where I curse at least once.
No.
So
Of
I need at least
course.
2 songs where Mel L gets to drop an F-bomb or something. Like, can we do that?
Are y'all gonna perform something right now?
No. I'm saying, what songs do you want to see us April 27th?
Oh, first of all, I'm trying to get my 5 minutes on stage. where I got to show up at? How many times I got to show up?
Hey man,
So I can get on the stage.
we love the show, but yeah, nah, don't nobody owe you shit.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. That's what I was waiting for. Don't nobody owe you shit. That's what I was waiting for.
Don't nobody owe you shit.
I think that shit was a practical joke.
Yeah.
I think that shit. Remember that? Remember
This man.
I think it was a dude man, I don't know what. I think everybody had pissed me off for something. Everybody in the group had pissed me off about something, and I was like, "I got you, dog." And so I just let this dude get 5 minutes on stage.
Yo,
Oh, shit, for real?
I damn near lost my shit. I'm standing in the back, and again, anytime he calls an audible, I'm usually there, and he was just like, "Yo, Mel, this dude's a big fan." And again, I could tell because I know D-Nick, and I know that look on his face, and I'm like, something ain't right. But he was like, "Nah, Mel, it's cool." This dude got on stage, and within the first 4 bars, I looked at D-Nick, and D-Nick, I know he could feel my eyes peering in the back of his head because he would not turn around and look at me, and because I'm like, I don't know, maybe this guy was his favorite, maybe he's a connection. So I'm not going to do what I want to do because I had the urge to shut the music off on him.
Oh yeah.
But I'm trying to play political. But since we on this subject, real quick, I really wish we could get back to where we could just go to a show and boo motherfuckers again. I know we can't, but I really miss being able to boo people on stage when they suck. I do. It's just
Man, you was doing that back then.
man. I used to boo them. But
What's
anyway.
going on here?
Hey.
Yeah,
I'm a lot more easygoing and don't and suck. Artists, man, job bless.
Here's the thing. I don't mind you sucking, but I think Chuck D said it best. Like, yo, you are either going to boo or you're going to cheer. But the one thing that I hate more than anything else is you just being there, not participating. So at this point, because I can't boo without damn near causing a riot or starting a fight, I will go stand next to the stage and watch you and won't move and then I will literally make sure you make eye contact with me and then turn around and walk off on you.
That messes up. That
fucked up your whole
that messes with the
shit.
doilies.
Yeah.
You can't do that to the doilies, man.
Man, fuck them doilies, man.
You can't do that to the doilies.
I want to
Okay.
hear the conversations that the Misfits have behind closed doors.
Oh man, it's wild. It's wild. Like, you saw that motherfucker.
Our conversations are very politically correct. We don't say anything that we shouldn't say loud in public. And when I say we, I mean the crew as a whole. Like every now and again, one of us slips up and says something reckless. But
Be like, "Hey, fellas, doilies." And you're like, "Oh,
yeah, some
Explain the
people.
doily.
nope."
Oh, man.
I know what it means, but there's people out there that probably don't.
Come
know
on,
what it
Some
means.
people are cut from leathers, and others is cut from doilies.
Or lace.
There you go.
So
Put a little bit of arsenic with the old lace, and we'll be good to go. So,
yeah,
But yeah,
April 27th, we'll be at McCormick Place for the C2E2. Please get your C2E2 tickets, and
Where can they get the tickets at?
you can get it from McCormick Place. You can Google it. You can go to your
C2E2.com.
You can go to your
find
local
all
comic
that.
book shop, and they'll give you tickets. You'll also pick up one of our books.
Yeah.
We're in all.
Show
of
them the book
stores.
again so they can see the book.
Yeah.
You got multiple
And-
volumes of the book.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you're not gonna regret.
We got 5 right now. We got 6 on the way.
Yeah, you're not gonna regret going to C2E2. That's actually one of my favorite conventions here, outside of ASIN or Anime Central. But C2E2, I really like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, as an artist, dealing with people behind the scenes, I'm not a big fan.
Right.
But because remember that one time, yeah,
I will not say anything bad about C2E2.
I love
We love
C2E2
these
though.
conventions.
We love
I
it.
love
Conventions
it.
are amazing.
They're the biggest game
I
in
love
town.
them.
They love my speakers, too.
You gotta play ball. You gotta so stupid. You gotta play ball.
We played basketball in China. It was
Yeah.
fun.
Sounds like you guys know the sauce.
Yeah.
But now we have our engineer Swipe God. What do you call it? Bead.
Beat it by Swipe God.
Beated by Swipe God? Bro, what is it? Beated by Bonzo.
Word.
Got these things for you guys. These bracelets for you
What?
guys. Yeah, gifts
Dope.
I'm fresh.
Yeah.
from the team.
Can I take
From
that
Beated by
white one?
Bonzo. He does custom.
Appreciate it. Yo, this is
You know
fly.
what I'm saying?
Man,
yeah,
bless.
actually.
Now, if they don't fit.
I mean, we got
Let's
Let's
kids.
back,
quit.
it's back,
Shout out to
we'll-
OJ Simpson.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Died on my goddamn birthday.
Yo, I saw that.
Oh,
Yo, that was crazy.
You about the juice?
Happy belated.
Yeah,
Man.
man, he fucked my day up.
Yeah.
God damn it,
Man.
OJ.
Thank you.
Him, Mr.
Thank
C, like, yeah, man, much appreciated. But like, yeah, it was a rough day. Like,
Thank
I'm thinking about putting my OJ book up on eBay.
Mm. God damn.
So I'm gonna just throw this out there because you know, like, when I first found out OJ was writing the book, I was like super excited because I'm like everybody else, like I just want to know which one of them got stabbed first and which one of them stood around and waited for him and did this, that, and that. I'm gonna be honest, like I wanted to know. Like, come on, don't
Bruh,
act like
what?
I'm the only one that was thinking
I
this.
thinking
I
that
mean,
same shit. Yeah.
I mean,
So
You mean you just
I
stood
got the
there?
book. So
Yeah.
I got the book because I wanted to know which one. No, but
OJ
here's,
didn't
but
do
here's
it.
the thing.
I don't think he
No.
did it.
First of all,
What?
OJ didn't do it. OJ didn't do it.
But if he
But-
didn't, who
Wait,
the fuck?
what?
No, but check this though. I got the book and I read
No?
this book, and when I tell you, like, if y'all never read this
He
book,
was
spoiler
acquitted.
alert,
Huh?
this
He was
brother
He was acquitted.
told the story of how he met his first wife, how he met the girl. He told the story of everything before the stabbing and everything after the stabbing. And when he got to that part, it was just blank.
Just blank.
And I was just like, you mother.
No. Hey, I'm gonna be honest. I'ma throw
that
it
was a
out there.
bad motherfucker, though. Like,
Yo,
I'm
Mel,
sorry.
I'm gonna throw it out there, bro.
Go for it.
I really think it was his son, but that's
How old
Hey,
was his son?
I'm gonna tell you,
Like
I read the book.
21 or 22
I know.
or some shit.
After reading the book, I know who did it.
oh,
But you know,
Al Collins?
I
we
ain't
talk
telling
about it later.
I ain't.
But this is
But
so I never
OJ
knew
didn't
this,
do it.
but I think I learned this maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. She was stabbed so brutally that her fucking head was almost severed.
Yeah.
So whoever did that shit was either in love with her or really fucking hated her.
And I don't believe that OJ hates any white person that much.
No, he didn't do it. I'm telling you. Look, hold on. You got to think about this. This was in the '90s, man. They'd do anything. You got to listen to this. This is the '90s. They'd do anything to lock our men up, man. Especially in the '90s.
Hey.
And they had
Listen.
this dude on that, and that dude got acquitted. You know he didn't do it because they was really gunning for that dude.
Whether he did it or not.
No, whether he was acquitted.
No, listen
was
to
acquitted.
me. Whether he did it or not, I am just mad that they interrupted the finals game to run that chase on screen.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Hey,
I
I
forgot about
thought
Yeah.
my father was gonna levitate. Like that,
I
I
don't care what
actually
nobody
heard
say.
him say, "Don't nobody give a fuck about no motherfucking OJ." Are you
Listen,
serious, right? I'm like, oh
The,
shit.
the glove didn't fit, and what was it? Mark Furman was a racist. That's all that mattered. Like everything else.
People don't understand basic
Hey, there's
law.
gonna be a lot of Misfit fans that are no longer Misfit fans. But
Yeah.
as I always say, feelings don't care about facts. So whatever.
I'm with you on that one.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
We agree to disagree, y'all. We still love y'all, but
Yeah, man.
he was acquitted, and
Hey, I didn't say
Oh.
anything.
Oh.
You know.
And the thing is, for the fans out there, you gotta also think about it like this. Let's say you was part of the Misfit. Everybody got their own thing that they disagree and agree on. And it
they
is what
listen
it
to our
is.
music. If any
Yeah.
Misfit fans have listened to our
Fans.
music, this isn't far fetched.
Yeah, man.
What's
Because I mean,
At all.
you know, there's a whole record, innocent until proven broke. So
yeah, like
Yeah.
Diddy.
Diddy. Oh shit. I thought we were gonna avoid the whole Diddy.
we
No,
can.
no Meek
Diddy.
Mill.
No Diddy.
No
No
Diddy.
Diddy.
I'm not ready to. I don't wanna.
No Diddy.
All right.
We're
Can
gonna
we get
go
some
ahead.
closeout music? Anything else? Damn.
I got something
I
for
got
you.
too much caffeine in me right now.
So let's see. To round it out, hip
Hold
hop
on,
stinks.
hold on.
Let's see.
Stop it.
Hip hop stinks.
Hip hop stinks.
Don't nobody owe you shit.
Don't nobody owe you shit.
Feelings don't care about facts.
Feelings don't care about facts.
OJ didn't do it.
And OJ didn't do it.
C2E2.
C2E2.
April
Yeah.
27th.
And you know, and find all things Microphone Misfits at the microphonemisfits.com.
That's right. Give them all the information.
The
how to find you guys.
microphonemisfits.com. That's THEMICROPHONEMISFITZ. The Microphone Misfits.
Who else could it be?
Yo, with that being said, holy shit. Can I get some outro shit? God damn. You know what it's been, boy. This has been Unrap, baby. We did it again. We done did it again, goddammit. I'm a motherfucking misfit now. I'm a motherfucking misfit. I was already a misfit. Fuck it out. Now I'm official. I'm official. We official. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Microphone Misfits for being in the building, man. We love y'all. We love y'all. We love what y'all doing. I talk to you all the time. You know what I'm saying? I love what y'all doing. I love the comic book. I love how you guys feel about music. How you guys, I give you a lot of shit about the, you know, hip hop stinks or whatever, but I like how you guys' thought process is and how you're going about doing things. Hopefully, somebody out there was really, really listening because they were dropping gems. Like a lot of times people come on the show and they drop gems, but a lot of times they go over people's heads. Hopefully they caught that shit. If they didn't, go back and watch that shit. Those gems have been dropped tonight by the Microphone motherfucking Misfits. Alright? You know what it is, man. We'll be back at it like crack addicts, you know what I'm saying? Every motherfucking Friday at 8:30. Get in tune, man. 8:30. That's Chicago time, dummy. We about this bitch.